Welcome to Paper and Moose. It is on-site auction day. It's an old farmhouse with a barn that looks like they have lots of stuff. I heard the word Christmas being mentioned, so we'll have to see what treasures we can find, what treasures we can bid on, and if we're the winning better. So, whoop, don't want to get run over. That's metal. That's interesting. These have to be ceramic. Yeah. Oh, they're moving things around. That's nice. Trafalgar Square.
Means it's a good one. Hello? How about the grain bin? I'm looking for a grain bin.
This is nice.
When I come up here, we're
Come
gonna
up
go
and-
area by area and go, anybody want anything? And if not,
I'm looking for the grain bin in the house.
it's
Oh,
not.
sorry. Which one? That?
Oh,
Like
they're metal.
Yeah.
I just like drawers.
I know everyone does, but I was gonna say metal.
This is,
They're all right. That's plywood.
yeah.
Homemade junk.
There's like treasures.
Yeah, metal's not as
No,
sought after.
I won't.
He thinks I do.
Well, that's good.
I know. I pretend. Hey, these are cool. Wait.
Gotta hide them.
See if you stuff it in so it doesn't come out, then
There you go.
you're even better.
That's what you have to do.
I know, otherwise you never get anything. I know. It's been much longer than you've been alive.
These all.
I'm no longer than you're alive. I never get here early enough to do that part though.
Yeah, by that
The
time.
sneaky part. I get here and there's 20 things piled on something and then I know that's what I want to look at. And other people did the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, she's teaching me to rope.
Speaking of ropes.
She's, yeah, rope. She said the flexible wire is not worth stripping. I know. I know.
Yeah, that's what I said. Brayden.
Teaching me the ropes. I heard the grain bin's in the house too. Yeah, it's double lid.
This is a really great barn. Lots of windows.
To be healthy.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Oh yeah, definitely.
I had it rolled back and I started using the legs off and locked to the back over. I had to, I think I'm very overweight. Animals,
Oh, oh, how nice. Those are great because they're inside. This is great. This is in German or Dutch. Look how cute.
I still hear King once in a while. Yeah, he only calls when he's crying about God They're living together.
Oh, that's
He
great.
moved, then he came back.
Look how cute that little girl is.
Don't know. But I remember seeing him crying about it.
Oh, that's not
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, it's post-mortem. If people see that, this will go for a lot of money.
Yeah.
How sweet. Poor thing.
Oh yeah.
Poor baby.
Oh yeah, he kept telling me that too. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess he's in a lot of pain. I guess they had a car accident.
These are still full. Horses for sale.
You guys see brain bin? That one in there is not it.
This is fun.
That one in there is not it at all. Oh, don't talk in front of her. She's writing everything down.
Yeah, right. There's only one
Not
thing.
you, this girl.
Oh,
I know you guys.
there's only one thing here that I
You
want.
bid against me. I'll make sure you get stuck.
Just don't bit. Well, the only thing that I'm really interested in is that photo album. But some really great photos, a lot of, family photos, photos inside of a home, and then you have the baby post-mortem photos. That's the only photo album that they have here. So, what are my chances of getting it at a decent price? We shall see. That's not the kind of book that I would want to parcel out because it is so well put together. I wouldn't want to, piecemeal it. So we'll see what it goes for, but love the barn. I love being able to see inside of the homes at this estate, at the on-site estate sales, auctions. Loud noise distract me. Anyway, how was the auction? I thought I'd present my recap in a different way so that you could get a better view of some of the things that I purchased. Well, prices were a little steep for some things, so I ended up not getting the photo album. For instance, the price for this sign, it's just, I think the top is a piece of plywood. Someone paid $30 for this. I could make this. Get some wood, put it together, black paint, white paint, stick it outside for a little bit, add some cobwebs, and, maybe I could sell them all day. I don't know. It shocked me that someone paid $30 for this sign. So prices like that, I wasn't able to get to the album. I would have had to bid $80. And while it was a beautiful album with amazing photos, I just couldn't do it. Would I be able to sell it online for $200? Maybe. But at that rate with buyer's premium and tax, I couldn't let myself do it. This was a great photo. And then the album also had post-mortem pictures of this sweet little baby. I'm sure many, they might be offended by post-mortem. They might think that it was an awful practice, but essentially for people of that time, especially in the Victorian period as well, taking post-mortem photographs were a way that they could memorialize their loved one that had passed, especially children, because they didn't have that much time with them. They didn't have many photos. So this way it was a lasting photo, of their loved one. Same with cutting off a piece of their hair. That was another common practice. So I believe there were 2 post-mortem photographs in this book of this sweet baby. And perhaps that's why it sold for so much money. What I did buy one tote of vintage Christmas. I honestly didn't even see the vintage Christmas in it until I looked at the tote probably 15 minutes before I went up on the auction block. And boy, was I glad that I did. So on the left, there are some vintage pine cone ornaments. They actually even might be antique, and they were fashioned into a corsage type with some bells and foliage. On the right, you have a angel with pipe cleaner hands, and then a pipe cleaner foil type of contraption made into a star, and then you have your classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in plastic. And there were 2 knee-hugging elves in there. Those were a surprise. I initially did not see them when I looked through the box, so that was a fun find. We also had the classic lead figures. These are ice skaters. These are great to put out in your Christmas and holiday decor. I personally love the bright colors. Colors are still vivid after all these years. You know, they do have some wear, but I think that just adds to their cute little look. There are also some skiers. There were a few skiers. I think only one still had both skis, but again, look at that yellow and green and the blue. They're just great pieces of, you know, classic little lead figures that people love to collect and children played with. Then we have these. These are my favorite. I found these in a few boxes at some of the auctions that I've been to, and I love them. They are little pine cone elves or gnomes. Their bodies are made of pine cones, and more often than not, their arms and their legs are made from pipe cleaners, and then sometimes they have spun cotton faces or some plastic faces, and even the guy in the middle, his little lantern is made of spun cotton. This guy was my favorite. I love the colors, the teal and the yellow and the reds. So those were my finds from this auction. It was fun to look in the barns and see some of the, you know, the vintage and antique items, some of the barn items, but I walked away with only a vintage Christmas tote for $17, and that was good. That was good for me. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you like this recap, getting a little bit of a better view of the items that I bought. Stay tuned for more adventures here at Paper and Moose. You never know where I'm going to go, what I'm going to come home with. Perhaps ephemera, paper, vintage items, vintage Christmas. Who knows? The treasures are out there awaiting. You just have to find them. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you all next time.